welcome to Sunday, start of a new week. 5 orders in overnight, all fairly decent to be fair. One of them small, but the other 4 good stuff. Productive evening. Grimsy, you will be pleased. Hunter is now joining Tech on the bench, overseeing proceedings, being the voice of reason and advising me on politically correct statements that I should be making. In terms of orders, city type shenanigans in that one, transformation, Star Wars vintage instructions, a Lone Ranger and some random parts. 2 orders, very similar, kind of just lots of small parts, but a fair amount of them. That one and this one, although this one's picking up the Sabine Wren and an old school officer who probably has a name, but I don't know it. Used snowspeeder canopy there. I think that's snowspeeders anyway. A Hoth trooper and a whole load of other things, mainly white, but there you go. So maybe Hothy type thing going on there. I am going to part that out. It's not very many parts. 5 copies of that works out at 500 parts or something like that. And over here, I've held these 2 back from going back to the unit. Everything else is gone, including the 2 sets that were under there. So that space is back. And C3PO and KS20 have also gone from in here. But I did bring back the other U-wing so that I can part out the other ones of those, which are up there. Once we get to it, that has not been inventoried yet. And whilst that rebrickable trick is really good, I'd have to times everything by 14. It's quite a manual process. So I'm going to give them till midweek, and then the objective is to do some parting out next week. Setting myself that goal, going to do 2 part outs in the week, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, basically to kind of start clearing some space. Start with the ones that are in there, mainly Star Wars, so they're adding figures and things like that. So that'll be good. And I need to think about where these chaps are going to go once they're complete, because obviously Crosshair is in progress. His torso is done, and his bottom of his legs are done as well. That's that bit essentially. And his helmet is already sitting in there ready to go, and his rifle's half built as well. Good evening, welcome to Tuesday. We skipped Monday, priorities shifted, so we are Monday evening. What time is it? Just gone 6 o'clock, full day done, and about to jump into picking. 9 to pick, 595, 2,829 parts, which is a fair amount. I'm going to be straight with you. That's a lot to get through. I've already picked 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 this morning in the early hours. So I'm going to run through these now, because I'm probably going to have to shift things. I think by the time I've got another 9 going on, we're going to run out of room. But another one of those swords, same buyer, 1 sword. Off it goes. McLaren, anybody? I'm thinking so. 100 of each of those light blue grey bricks, studs on 2 sides, corner ones, and just normal bricks. A Star Wars minifigure and a whole bunch of weapons, corner panels with centre divide. An interesting one, that one getting the tile. Dark blue, light blue, just blue in that. Got a car kind of feel to it, hasn't it? That's a clone head and some light blue pieces, including a space helmet or motorbike helmet in light blue grey in there. I was thinking Greebling until we got to the helmet, who knows. Trans Black 2023, one of those canopies. Sold a lot of clear ones of those recently, didn't we? I think that may have been from the Ghost, the new one. This one came in 2 orders, the first one being the Winnie the Pooh instructions, and then the buyer came back for a second order. Love Heart chocolate box, keeping those gift with purchases pay off. A Mickey Mouse flavour to those kind of pieces, and a couple of Mickey Mouses as well. And then this final one is a skeleton headpiece, couple of tiles, a dark saber, and that is that. So that's the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 done there. There's another 9 to go, so 19 over the 2 days. It ain't too bad at all. So a couple of those may have been Sunday evening. We are behind, that is for sure, but we will catch up, and tomorrow will be a good day. I have been busy elsewhere. Built the Boba Fett helmet. Need to do the adjustment to get the minifigure up there in the same vein as these ones that are already up there, and we're waiting for Leia to come and join the party there. But the boys are pretty good there with the San Diego Comic-Con one. We'll get to the week's data and stuff like that. In terms of August, we're ahead. We are up, I think, already on July, which is fantastic, and it was the 5th week in a row of revenue growth. Again, a nice little landmark to keep pushing on. There are some parts orders here waiting to go in, some more gifted purchases. They are probably spacemen, plenty of those kicking about. A couple there, 2 more to collect from the post office tomorrow, and who knows what else is coming in, which is keeping that ticking along, which is always good because we just need to keep it going. We were at 720 at the beginning of the week. We are down on that, obviously, because there's all of these orders by a fair chunk, so we are playing catch up. Part out, I did show you that, didn't I? Yeah, we're good for that. So I'm just showing you those in case I need to shift them off before we get to that, because I'm not going to fit another 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe I'll fit them on, but who knows what kind of part out they are. So let's crack into it. Just gone 6, we'll see when we finish. Okay, it's approaching 8:30. I am calling it a day. Starting to get a little bit sloppy, a little bit frustrated when things aren't getting back on the shelf smoothly, so I'm going to knock it on the head. Still 4 to pick. Another order has come in pending payment, but certainly been some big picking. Thomas, regular buyer, and the order that's just come through was a whole load of dark blue as well, so assuming there's some new mock out there. Nice little parts there, good Star Warsy looking Republic kind of thing there. Dark red, light blue grey, the usual suspects. Whole bunch of black plates, bricks, tiles in there. A 20th anniversary Luke Skywalker torso, a few Han Solos, a snowtrooper, that Han Solo, and an old school Han Solo, that kind of one, and a couple of those which are used, so that's nice. Orange, popular again, kind of. This one definitely has a car feel. Dark blue, grey, orange, red, sand green, plenty of that, but who knows, that could be Boba Fett's slave as well, who knows. You saw that one already. A bit of yellow, white, some dark green in that. That's kind of got a modular building feel about it. I think we've already talked about the rest of these. So yeah, how many did I really do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? That feels wrong. Feels like I've done more than that. There was 9 to do. Oh no, 5 and there's 4. Yeah. Maths, not my strongest point. Wanted list gathering momentum. A few more to add in. Another tomorrow job when I'll pick up this, finish off the packing and the postage. I did have a query on the vlog about obviously these are Australia Post labels and what I do with domestic letter. This is domestic letter, and I have them printed out 3 up with addresses, and then stamps just go on them. I don't use kind of postage labels for domestic letter. Because they don't do that online, you have to do that in store, and I like to have everything packed up and ready to go in store. Anyway, it's been a busy night for the boys. They're not talking to each other. I had to separate them. Unruly these clones. Good soldiers follow their order, lads. Anyway, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow. Big day tomorrow, trying to get parts in the store. Finish the orders, parts in the store, and have a bit of a tidy up, because you know how it gets to me when it starts getting messy. Like I had to wrap a box set, so now there's like bubble wrap out of place, some of the spaceman fell out. I also want to get that done tomorrow. Yeah, that crack in the wall's not looking good, is it? When you see it like that. Anyway, nothing to do with me, just crappy building. Right, that's us. Cracking little run of orders. As I say, it's taken us past July, only just a smidge, and obviously there's a few days to go as well. The weekend don't finish till Sunday, so yeah, good little run certainly, and we're above the uploads for the month as well, so all of this is bonus time. It's midnight tonight, need to get that done as well. So I'll see you back here in the morning. This week's chit chat then. Not an awful lot has happened this week. I think obviously the US tariffs situation has had people kind of scrambling for changing their settings. I myself had a shipping request from America for a decent order, but there's no way to get it there at the moment. So until we can get to a resolution around these tariffs and landing fees, we will just have to wait and see. We'll have a look at what that means to stores in the store report a little bit later on. I suppose big news is that Brick Bazaar commented on last week's vlog. So that's a bona fide kind of internet celebrity, isn't it? Commenting on the vlogs. So thank you for that. So into the questions. Rogue Tadpole 92. I love that. Rogue Tadpole. Wish I'd thought of that. How do I decide which stores to watch in the weekly store report? Well, they were the top 20 by size when we started. I haven't double checked to see if they are. Obviously, having been banned from 2 of them, stroke 3 of them, it's starting to make it feel a bit of a weird one to actually be doing. So tune into the store report at the end of this week's vlog for a bit of a poll to see how we want to kind of shape that up moving forward. I think people are kind of genuinely interested in having a nosy at the different stores, but maybe it's done its dash. We shall see. Chunk Hunk 47 has a continuation of this topic and question. If Noah is his sole order, spit it out, man. If Noah now is a sole owner of his store, if he asked you to join him in a joint venture, would you consider it? It keeps coming up, doesn't it, this one? I think Noah's going around chatting about it to everyone that is listening. But essentially, we have talked about it. We talked about it, the logistics of it, the fact that Noah runs a used store and I run a new store is complementary in that instance. Consolidating it into one store would obviously require an awful lot of work, and he's in Melbourne and I'm in Perth, and currently we're just talking about whether or not we want to be doing something like that in the future. It makes great sense from a business point of view, but you know, there's a long way to go before anything like that could eventuate. So it's not a yes, it's not a no, it's a watch this space. Ricky Aiken, he does love a comment, and despite wanting me to do kind of top of the pops impersonations, he asks that he doesn't think he's ever seen me part out a LEGO City set. What's the reason? Poor part out value? Or what? Obviously there's a lot of bargains to be had in Big W, which is a local retailer here in Australia at the moment. I have parted out some city sets, very rarely though, very rarely, it has to admit, mainly because there isn't that great return in part out value. Although whilst I understand there's an awful lot of people that kind of build cities and stuff like that, the parts that you get from city sets are generally not that fantastic, minifigures aside, and you don't get a lot in a city set, which kind of is the thing. Obviously I've got the camper van that I need to part out sitting in the cupboard, and I do often look at the part out values of the city sets, kind of Jeeps and vehicles and stuff like that, but they're never incredible part out value. That doesn't mean that it's not a good idea to have some in the store. Obviously variety and kind of attracting that kind of market. Maybe parting out the minifigures is also probably a better way to go. Certainly something I need to think about moving forward. But at the moment, no, I've not done an awful lot, Ricky. I don't have a better excuse than other than I hate doing part outs as it is. So doing part outs that aren't great value seems even more mad. Damien Nazopadi 121. Catchy title, that, isn't it? How is the Brick Tracker showing sales per day or by week? How are you getting that info? Thank you. So it depends which one you're talking about. I obviously have my own spreadsheet that I track the top 20 stores through. If you're talking to the BL Metrics stuff, then that is a proprietary software that's working off API. It's looking at the average daily sale as opposed to weekly. My totals on my spreadsheet are weekly, simply because that's I couldn't be bothered to do it every day to get an average per day. And why do I need to now that BL Metrics is doing that? Amongst other things, I know I kind of talk about BL Metrics a fair bit. I'm not going to give it a plug this week, other than it does provide some juicy data. Some of it I use, some of it I don't. But certainly, probably moving forward, I'll start focusing on some of the features and kind of showing you them and how I use them within the store. There's a new feature come online called the Store Arbitrage, which is going to be incredibly useful to me, but I'm not going to talk about it until I've used it a bit and just got the hang of it, so that I'm doing it from a bit more of an informed perspective. Crash 129X, thank you. You enjoy the vlogs and stuff like that, but he's asking about why I'm not using bubble mailers and how I'm doing the postage. So I think I've kind of covered this in a vlog at some point, whether that was this week or whether it was another vlog, I can't quite remember. But essentially, when I started out, I bought a whole bunch of little bubble mailers for sending out domestic letter orders. A couple of those were hair pieces, a couple got broken early on. It was like a $12 hair piece or something like that, and I didn't have another one, so it was kind of a lesson in learning, really. It was a learning moment, as they like to say, for the store, where having parts going out and coming in damaged to the buyer means that you're out of postage pocket and you're out of the part pocket. And if it's not something you have a lot of, you can't replace it. And if you do, you double loss. So I moved to the mailing boxes, which are no taller than 2 centimeters. That does add a restriction, because obviously you've got the packaging width taking away from the actual mailer size. And yes, they're not always really strict about this, Australia Post, but you're always going to get somebody that is. So you need to adjust your shipping settings to allow for the thickness of the packaging and the weight of the packaging, so it doesn't tip into another domestic letter stamps, essentially, category. Although how long stamps will go is a mystery, because I see Australia Post were talking about how they're hemorrhaging money on letters still, and with countries like Denmark having got rid of stamped letter postage last week, I think that was. It's a death knell for the letter rate moving forward, and with Australia Post introducing that extra small rate, if they introduced another one which had a size dimension perhaps, you could easily see letters having had their day. And that was all of the questions that were in the comments this week, so we need a few more really to pad this section out and make it decent. But one thing I'm just going to talk about is kind of the store growth a little bit and how we're tracking on that. Obviously it's been fairly full on since April, kind of the Easter time, where we've kind of had week on week growth in terms of inventory, and that's continuing, and we are fast approaching our end of year target of 750,000 parts. What I'm probably going to do is a little bit of an update video on that, just to kind of bring everyone up to speed on how it's tracking, how my estimate forecasts kind of had held up, what needs adjusting moving forward. Once we've got August out of the way, which is only this weekend anyway, I'll have a look at that and then have a slot, maybe replacing the store report 1 week. Maybe the store report will just be all about my own store rather than ones that I'm banned from. Not bitter, I am bitter. But anyway, right, that's it. If you've got questions, comments, topics, all of the usual for next week's chit chat, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and boost this video in the algorithm. Noah's videos are doing far, far better than mine. So I'm sulking and I need some help from you lot. So do your bit and I'll see you next time. Let's get back to the vlog. Well, another interesting day, always is. Placed an order with a store that watches the channel and received a instant refund, or fairly instant, let's be honest. 76.65 worth of parts, 2 lots. Yes, I was buying all of the lots, all of the parts that they had in those 2 because I keep selling out. So I was just kind of simply going with that. Anyway, got a refund and then discovered I had been banned. Make that 3 out of the top 10 have me banned. I haven't done this week's store report, yes. But yeah, we are quickly heading for a total wipeout, aren't we? I imagine Noah will ban me just for the hell of it. I can't ban myself, obviously, and I know Shannon's fine with it. So yeah, same. I did get a message afterwards, which is scant consolation. Although they did leave positive feedback on the transaction, so yeah, that's an interesting one as well, isn't it? Kind of. But on the other side, much more principled than Ashburton Bricks, who took the money, sold the parts and then banned me. At least Goldie Bricks figures they can just refund it and move on. Very disappointing. A message in advance would have been much appreciated, but there you go. I won't say which brick seller it was, but I was kind of chatting to them as it all happened, and they were like, "We'll just leave negative feedback then," which I don't know how that sits with me. Am I that asked about it? Not really. If you don't want to make money, you don't want to make money. Whatever. Anyway, parts that are in. I haven't been to the post office yet because it's pouring down, but I will go before the end of the day. These are the parts that are in. It is about 4,000 parts coming in. Shout out to Tim's Brick Solution, your reliable brick store, and they certainly are. They obviously use like a barcode system within the store as well, because a lot of their bags come with barcodes on it where there's a bit more volume. Other ones don't, but they obviously kind of work with things bagged in quantity before they start, which is an interesting shift. This one, I think this one, let me just double check, is from, if it's not this one, it's the other one. Oh, it's not on that printout. There you go. I think this one is from Clicker Brick, which who are closing at the end of the month, so at the weekend they're closing up shop. So I've placed a couple of orders with them recently as they've been kind of winding down, as I did with Ali's Bricks and Pieces. Good value, good parts, kind of replenishing things that have sold out and picking up things that are at a great price. So you've probably got a few hours before they close when this vlog comes out. And the third one, I can't remember where this one's from, but that's that one. There are some commonality in some of the parts that I will now consolidate into pots for putting them away. Yeah, it's just really picking up stuff that's good to have. Nice quality plastic bags, not rubbish GSM. Whereas Tim's Brick Solution, their bags are like heavy duty. Love that. As opposed to those ones that have got like a little red sealy seal. Those ones never open. Those as well, falling on the floor. So there we go, decent. That's me. I'm going to start doing the BSX file for this and keep an eye out to see when the rain stops, so that I can get off to the post office. So I'll get on with this. Back from the post office, and oh, the irony. Here is that order that the buyer was happy to take payment for and ship the bricks, I have to admit, but then add me to a block list. Principles 0. And the other order was Jace Bricks. They always do a really good job, but given that it's kind of bugging me now, so Carolyn at Jace Bricks, lovely stuff, but given that it's bugging me now, this whole stores not wanting to sell things and things like that, I'm gonna have a rethink on a couple of things. One, I'm going to reach out to stores that I frequently shop with, and I'm going to ask them, look, I can remove you from my search lists if you don't want business, but tell me if that's the case, rather than this kind of block you, refund you BS. Equally, kind of been thinking about the negative feedback, and I'm not sure. What do you think? Comments down below. Would someone doing that to you, given that I am a store, so I am reselling it, and I think the point that people are making is that I'm buying out hard to find parts and then I'm making money on them. Call me crazy. That's what a business does. But anyway, managed to find them even cheaper from Germany. Ordered 1,000 of them, so for pretty much the cost of that order. So there you go. Kind of maybe it was for the right reasons that it happened. Anyway, enough bitching and moaning. Tell me what you think about the negative feedback. You think that's just like a bit of a low blow, a dirty move, kind of, or whatnot, or do you think it's justified? Because obviously there's Ashburton Bricks here that's blocked me, and now we've got Goldie Bricks Zone have decided that buying all of the parts, even though it was only 2 lots, is kind of not the done thing. So let me know what you think. Going to get these 2 orders added into that parts list, and then I'm going to start working through putting things away. So good stuff, right? A couple of orders have come in, and I'll let you know what the other stores say. So I've contacted Jace Bricks, Tim's Brick Solution, Brixons. Who else is on that list that I often use? Brick Trove, people like that. So we'll find out what the consensus is, whether or not people would rather I didn't, and if that's the case, all fine. I can work around that, no problem. So let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, end of Wednesday. Packing it up now. 2 orders have come in though. 3 parts in that one. Some sticker sheets. I think that's the old 501st battle pack. Some wheels and whatever one of those things is. Technic something. Ahsoka has come to join the family, so she's going to go in there. And let me just switch to this. You can probably hear the sirens outside. That was like a 9,000 part upload, which was pretty decent, taking us to 724,586. I still haven't done the store report, but that will keep till Friday, but that definitely keeps us on track for the uploading. Where's my road to 1 million? Hang on. There we are. We were already over the target for the month, which is fantastic. And the dashboard's had a bit of a makeover, which that needs updating, obviously. But yeah, dashboard's had a nice little update. But we'll go through that on Friday, I think. That is it. End of the day, busy one. Plenty of orders going out the door, which is good. Those 2 will go tomorrow now, and we'll see what the rest of the week brings, including whether or not any of the stores reply saying, nah, bugger off. Although most of the people that responded so far have all been really cool. And a shout out to Brickter, Steve from Bricktor, brand new store, purchased from him, sent me a nice message. He has no issues that I know of. I mean, he might have issues of his own, but don't we all? So that's good, but we'll see. Time will tell. Friday morning, still morning, just about. Anyway, I actually did some picking yesterday, but also this morning in between other things that needed to be done. This being the largest order, local WA buyer, Benjamin, whole lot of white, interesting selection of light blue grey, and then a batch of other stuff in all sorts of shades. These were picked last night, so a whole lot of plates going out in that one, whatever they're called going out in that one, Luke, and some parts for the snub fighter pilot there, and as soon as they came in they went out. Those blue arches, dark blue arches, sticker sheet, and some other nice little parts. It's got to be some kind of Viking situation, hasn't it? Viking pirates, medieval, that kind of thing. This one, a whole load of dark blue again, and a mixture of reddish brown and the whatnots. And this one, a whole load of those kind of UCS plates, the coral reef diorama and the African safari diorama going out in those ones. So that's nice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, keeping us ticking along nicely. There's one parts order come in and to be put away, fairly small, and according to the Australia Post app, Shannon's every little brick store order will arrive this afternoon as well. So let's get the postage done, and then I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. We are ahead of the month's upload total, but a part out may be on the cards. See what I feel like, but we'll have a little think about that, and I'll probably have a look at store report, obviously, and the kind of my Excel spreadsheet to show you what's kind of been happening and how the dashboard's been evolved and the data that is on there. So yeah, let's get stuck into getting these away. Okay, where are we at? Friday afternoon, isn't it? Gonna do a part out. This has finally been inventoried. Yes, I could have done it using that rebrickable technique, but I would have had to have times everything by 14. So now that's up on Bricklink, I can part that out, which is excellent. Some parts going in, but not to worry. Those are all parts orders, including the one from Shannon on the top. Still got to put those ones away, but I'll wait until I've sorted out Shannon's as well, and I'll put them all the way together, which means this is first cab off the rank. Saturday afternoon, just gone. Only 3 orders in overnight. There was one shipping request from the States, but obviously that's a non-starter, with no post being shipped to America currently. Interesting maneuver. This is a buyer who has quite a notoriety on forums and is blocked by many people. My experience has never been negative, and they're always very small orders. The worrying thing here is the user is now using false names. The guy is now using female names. It's one thing on the platform, it's another thing on PayPal, and neither of those are the user. So that is a little bit of an interesting one. I'm not really sure how that sits with me, really, because there's a few levels of identity being used there, which is a concern. 225 1x4 tiles going out in that one, and this one is a real interesting one. A lot of unusual parts in it, through light blue, dark blue grey, and some soccer pitches. What am I talking about? I'm English. Football pitch stuff in there, some of those large tiles, and some trans clear canopies as well. There was one kind of net result from yesterday's parts, is that the 2x3 bricks no longer fit in there, so I need to figure out what's moving. Wanted list to be done. I am going to do another part out, and I haven't decided. I'll probably talk about this in the chit chat already, because that was back there, but Ricky posted a question asking me why I don't part out many city sets. Pretty much because they're not great value, is I think the general consensus. But I think I'm going to part out either the U-Wing, the camper van, just to prove a point, or What else we got? There was something else. Oh yeah, the Ahsoka's. Is it Ahsoka's Starship? Well, I don't know that one anyway. Yeah, that's me kind of thinking that I might part out one or more of those over the weekend just to keep things moving. I want to finish Crosshair as well, get that done so this stuff can get cleared away. And then I've also got some gifts of purchase that I need to open there, and the usual sorting out of parts which are overflowed whilst I wait for those wheels to arrive for that New Zealand buyer as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. Quiet little Friday night. Sometimes it's been like that recently. Kind of Thursday and Sunday seem to be the days where it's kicking off at the moment, and as I've always said, that changes all of the time. So yeah, we're good. We've moved along in terms of the storage unit stuff. We're up to 1364 now, with some bright green tiles in there, and through on the larger drawers we are up to where are we up to? 560 on those. I was tagged, interestingly, I was tagged in a post from Brickden, another WA store. It's a husband and wife that have run it. I've bought from them in the past. They've bought from me once, actually, in need of fulfilling an order. Anyway, they are selling up. So there's another one. Blacktown Bricks seems to be closing down. Ali's Bricks and Pieces has closed down, and now sadly Brickden are also having to move on from that, other priorities in life, and I wish them both all the best with that moving forward. But it did raise the opportunity to have a look at their BSX file to see whether or not it's something that would be interesting or even possible. I think unfortunately from a financial point of view it is not possible, but it's a shame, because it would be an awful lot of a boost to the store. I'm not sure where I'd put it all, admittedly, but if I had the funds lying around, that would be a really nice pickup, because they do have a lot of parts that I don't. So if anyone is interested in buying a store, they are 10th biggest in Australia currently, with 390,000 new parts and a certain bracket of used parts. I think they're selling everything, kit and caboodle, units, the lot. So if you are interested in that, jump onto the Aussie Bricklink sellers Facebook page and reach out to the Brickden team to I don't know, express your interest, or whatever the phrase is. Right, that's it. I'm going to go and put the vlog together now, and start again, really, isn't it? Another week done. August will be over officially on the weekend. It's beautiful, 20 degrees outside. The wife and I had a nice breakfast by the sea this morning in the sunshine for the first time in what feels like forever. So warmer days ahead, spring a couple of days away, and the start of September, which is going to be an interesting month, but we'll get more about that moving into next week and beyond. So thank you everybody for watching. As always, questions, comments, topics, whatever, down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It does help the algorithm, as they say. And I shall see you back here tomorrow for the start of another week. Week 36, I believe. Whew. We're ticking along. Thanks for watching.
Store report.
Average sales this week, 27 in total. That is excluding Bricks Warehouse sales, as they kind of skew the numbers by 2 or 3. So I think it was 29 with them in. Obviously a bit of an exciting week. I'm getting my 3rd ban from a store. So yep, all to play for, isn't there, as we kind of move through the next wee while. As you can see, a mixed week. Some movers and shakers, including me, kind of dropping way down, and some new entrants. And I think next week will be interesting as well, given that Fantechnic, which we'll get to shortly. But I'm not going to start talking about kind of the stores that I'm banned from, because 1, I'll probably get myself in trouble, and 2, who cares? It's like, whatever, you know. So Bricks Warehouse, Ashburton Bricks, and now Goldie Bricks Zone, we just won't talk about. I'll keep the numbers in, but I'm keen to know if people want me to do this differently. Like we could do this by frequent sales and stuff like that. It does look slightly different if you do it by average daily sales and things like that. Or we could just have a list of stores that we want to follow. You know, let me know in the comments, and we'll try and freshen this up a little bit. Or I might take a break from doing it for a little while, just in terms of time saved and whether or not anyone finds it interesting. So details down below, if you will. So top of the shop is Noah with 66 sales. His price difference is slightly different. I haven't updated the price differences, but I'll maybe do that moving forward. But anyway, 66 this week, up 6 on last week. And interesting, 4.3% of his sales in the last month have come from the US. So by far the highest proportion in the top 10 that I looked at. I didn't look at the 3 banned stores because they can go screw themselves. But 4.3, so a little bit of a hit potentially there, whilst we sort out how to deal with the Orange Muppets tariffs. As I said, Fantechnic is suspended. So whilst I recorded their sales at the beginning of the week, when I just jumped on right now, and it is Saturday, to look for their percentage of sales to the US, the store is suspended, so I can't do that. So hopefully they can get that sorted rapidly, because you know they kind of are frequently in the top 3 or 4. Tanya from Brick Emporium, which you know will no longer allowed to be called Sydney, as of later this month when LEGO start rolling out the account integration. Only 1% of her sales is going to the US in the last month, so that's okay. And she did 48 this week, so another good little bump up for her. So in 7th place is Papa Bricks, formerly known as Gold Coast Papa Bricks, slightly down on the week before, but well within tolerance, and 1.1% of US sales in the last month. Queensland Brick bumping up 2 places, 24 to 31, so that's a decent improvement, but they have no sales going out in the last 6 months to America. In fact, I don't think they offer international sales, whereas at number 9, Jace Bricks, who's up 1 place from last week, they do offer international, but they just haven't done any US sales in the last month, so slightly different for them. But again, a very nice little bump up from 24 to 30. And coming into the chart, Brick for Me, 21 last week, 29 this week. They are 99.9% new parts. They are 154% above the 6-month average. Interesting. And at the bottom of the shop, just because they're on 29 as well, was myself. 1.6% of sales heading to the US in the last month. What does that mean in terms of kind of the trends? As you can see here, total sales in 2025 has kind of been up and down, but generally tips over that 675 in the week. A couple of weeks where it's fallen short of that, but week 34 was decent. And the average is kind of settled down a little bit now that we've kind of ignoring Bricks Warehouse in that as well. So that is decent. Yeah, so we've got all sorts over here. So if we went by daily orders, top of the shop remains Bricks Warehouse, but it introduces like Pretty Bricks from Tasmania. It brings in Bricktastics, who do an awful lot of minifigures. It brings up Craig's iBricks and things like that. And as you can see, most of these are, all of these, apart from that one, are over the 6 months average. But it does bring up things like the Brixons, what used to be Hey Bricks, but is now HMG Bricks. She's doing great. And other people that sort of start to pick up, including Tiff over at Bricks for Leisure. So maybe we'll just look at this screen moving forward over on BL Metrics. There was I'll just prove my point there. There is Fantechnic unable to actually look at their data as a result of that. And what wanted to happen was there was a request to look at NI Bricks, who is a watcher of the channel. Let's have a look at, I don't know where you sit in the chart, so this is going to take me a minute. Should have done this before, shouldn't I? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? If we can't find you, I'll just search for you. There's a lot of stores in Ireland, isn't there? Oh, 104. Right, let's just go NI. Let's get that, see if that turns up something. Maybe he wasn't in Ireland. Maybe I dreamt that. I thought NI stood for Northern Ireland bricks, but that's interesting. No, not showing up there. Let's go global. Maybe I had the wrong country. Oh, there we go. United Kingdom. I don't know why I thought it was Northern Ireland. Maybe it was the NI bit. We'll just have to refresh that data. But as you can see, let's go for the last 3 months. Start with there. United Kingdom, pretty heavy. United States, 1%. Hong Kong, 1%. 488,376 parts. 8,427 lots. Nice going. Been going since 2018. You're a veteran. This is what the last month is looking like in terms of sales. So big kind of upload run, taking us up to the 18th of August. Then it's been slightly up and down a little bit since then, but solid for sure. This stuff's coming in. There we go. So +3 on the average price for the store. They're sitting at 100% new. 99.9% of that being parts, a small figure selection as well. So there you go. Hope that is what you wanted to see. Hopefully. Anyway, that's it. Store report done and dusted for another week. We will be back maybe. If 20 people comment they want the store report to continue, I'll continue. If not, we'll give it a rest. So if you like it, you're going to have to speak up for it. See you next time.
Store report.